You're locked in the middle-class rat race because you've fallen victim to these financial traps that steal your money without your knowledge. If you don't watch out for these pitfalls, you'll be stuck living paycheck to paycheck. It's not uncommon for people to go through their daily routines on autopilot, completely disregarding the basic actions that are stopping them from achieving the financial success they desire. Whatever your income level, it may seem as though there is never enough money to put aside for long-term goals like retirement savings or other substantial expenditures. You can escape the rat race and afford the life you want by avoiding the top 10 middle-class money traps. Welcome to the Rise and Grind channel, where we talk about crypto, finance, life tips, and how to make money online. If you want to know how to escape the middle-class money traps, just keep on watching. 10. Not knowing where your money is going. For most people, ensuring a secure retirement depends on understanding the fundamentals of investing, since the interest earned on your investments will make up the bulk of your assets over time. Because there is no other realistic way to ensure that you are making appropriate investment decisions for your scenario, investors must understand their options for investment and the benefits and disadvantages that come with each one. You're betting on your future prospects if you follow the advice of unqualified family members or friends, or if you blindly follow the counsel of a financial advisor. Imagine two scenarios in which you invest $10,000 and continue to invest $500 a month for 30 years. $682,000 would be earned annually at a 7% rate of return. The whole sum would be somewhat more than $1,260,000 at a 10% yearly return. $578,000 could be lost if you invest incorrectly. 9. Active trading. Buying risky assets and trading amid market swings is a bad approach. It is conceivable for experienced investors like Warren Buffett and hedge fund manager Peter Lynch to beat the market, but this is essentially impossible to do regularly because of the investment, fees, taxes, and emotions that work against them. The S&P 500, which returns an average of 10% a year, is a good benchmark for most investors to compare themselves to. It is tempting to try to time the market by selling at its highest point and purchasing when it is at its lowest, but doing so is very challenging. However, doing so leads to an unhealthy concentration on the here and now rather than the long-term objectives that everyone should be striving toward. 8. Not tax planning. While concentrating on high-ticket items like transport and housing can help you save money, taxes are generally the most expensive of all your outgoing costs. As a result, it makes sense to learn from the wealthy and optimize your tax situation to ensure that you aren't spending more than required. It is possible to legitimately decrease your tax burden in many ways, including using retirement savings vehicles such as IRA, 401ks, and Roth IRA. Tax advantages of real estate investing are also many. Minimize your taxable income with a mortgage, interest, insurance, and other costs. You can also devalue your property to even further minimize your tax burden. The way you make your money is also an important factor. Entrepreneurs have a wide range of deductions and write-offs available to them, whereas employees have a limited set of deductions. You will be able to keep considerably more of your income, often 20 to 30% or more, if you engage with a good CPA. 7. The inability or unwillingness to alter one's behavior. As a result of your apathy, you may be wasting out on tremendous opportunities. People's desire for familiarity makes it natural for them to be wary of change. Some situations necessitate entering foreign territory, even if they'd like to stay out of it. There are several ways you might modify your situation, such as moving to a less attractive region or bringing in a roommate so that you can start actively paying off debt, investing, or setting up a business. There may be a new job opening that pays 20% more than your current position, but it comes with a new manager and new colleagues, as well as a new place to get used to. 6. Avoiding a home purchase. Purchasing a home is perhaps one of the best purchases you ever make, but you must go with caution. Buying a home can be a terrific method to better your financial situation for those who qualify. The typical homeowner's net worth is $255,000, while renters have just over $6,000. One of the primary reasons for this is that most homeowners are accumulating equity in a variety of different ways during their lives. It will be paid off in full at some point, and the value of the house will likely grow as a result. This asset has the potential to bring up new opportunities in the future, as it can be rented out, sold, and the proceeds put to good use, or the home's equity can be tapped for future purchases. As a result, whether you buy a home, the cost of housing remains essentially the same. Despite small annual increases in utility, tax, and maintenance expenditures, the overall cost of owning a home will never vary. 5. Not willing to take chances. If you don't take risks, you'll remain stagnant for the rest of your life. How else would you anticipate developing in life if you were not willing to take any chances? There is always a balance to be struck between risk and profit when making a decision. This could be about finding a new job, switching professions, or beginning that business that is not certain to be successful. But the payoff could be life-altering. It's a dangerous move to make a major shift like this. In that case, what are your options? What will you do if the money turns out to be less than you anticipated? It doesn't matter if you're buying a house or keeping cash in the bank because of the risk of inflation. You can lessen the risks you take by having a fallback strategy in place in case things don't turn out as planned, such as having enough savings reserved or a backup plan. 4. Squandering it all because you deserve it. Many people get into the trap of believing they are entitled to certain things or experiences, which leads to overspending. Because they put forth so much effort, they feel they deserve a prize. To an extent, this is true. But at what cost to your comfort and well-being does it set you back? Buying a new car is attractive once you start making a decent living. It's not a huge deal because you can afford it. When buying a new car, it's easy to justify it, but you should think twice before making such a big purchase. What kind of incentive is it if you're constantly worried about maintaining your obligations and it's preventing you from building wealth? Most likely, your future self won't approve. 3. Pretending you're unconcerned with money. "I don't care about money" is a typical expression used by the poor to indicate that they are okay with their financial situation and their boss taking advantage of them. How is it possible that this is accurate when the same individuals put in at least 40 hours weekly, 50 weeks annually, and still take home a meager salary? The money they earn now has a direct impact on practically every action they take in the future. In other words, they don't live in the house of their dreams because they can't afford it. Do they spend most of their waking hours at work or home? Working, as one would expect. So, whenever anyone says they don't care about that stuff, they are really referring to having a large sum of money to spend on purely material things. Being concerned about your financial well-being isn't necessarily a bad thing. All aspects of our lives are affected by money. 2. Continuing in the wrong profession. It's common practice to encourage kids in high school to select a profession that will keep them occupied until their golden years. Young adults often find themselves drowning in student loan debt only to discover that their chosen professional path was not what they dreamed of. They either don't like the job or the pay isn't as good as they thought. But many young people choose not to face the stress of making a better professional decision. As a result, they end up stuck in a low-paying job. While making the appropriate decision before deciding on a course of action is preferable, this rarely happens. There's no reason to believe that you can't adjust to new situations. It is possible to shift professional paths and earn 2 or 3 times more money than you're currently earning. In any case, having a plan of action with specific goals and objectives is the best way to start a business or change careers. The number one mistake people make is believing that none of these solutions will work for them. Having the mindset that none of these concepts will apply to you is one way to ensure that you never succeed. They could be effective for others, but they won't be effective for you since you might feel as though you are unable to escape your current situation. However, there are virtually always alternatives dependent on one situation. Many people who say none of these recommendations work are hesitant to make compromises, adjust their lives, or take risks to better a situation. You may have to go through some pain or an ordeal because of it. These tips could help you enjoy a better life, regardless of your current financial situation. Which of these financial pitfalls keeps you trapped in the middle class? Which ones do you want to stay away from? Recognizing and correcting these habits are absolutely essential. To secure your financial future, you don't need a major paradigm shift in your way of thinking. You'll thank yourself later if you start avoiding these poisonous traps today. Thanks for watching. Leave us a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this. Also, click the bell notification to be notified whenever we post something new. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.